Next level.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Next Level Official Podcast. I'm here with the boys, Frozen Palo,
I'm back.
We got Frozen
New Face.
Halo.
New Pace Games, and Speedy here,
Hey, it
man.
is not called Frozen Palo. I am a fudgesicle. Thank you, sir.
I am a meat popsicle.
So we thought to go back a little old school, come back to the recorded sessions here to provide a little content, little juicy nuggets. We remember
Little- yeah.
those?
I
Yeah, that's
forgot
right.
the Juice Nuggets. Juice Nuggets still in season.
Yeah, we did away with our previous recording software because it was shit. So we're going to be migrating to something else. And until that time, we're feeding you some Zoom in your mouth.
Some juicy nuggets from Zoom.
There
Yeah,
we
we
go.
had,
So-
we had a lot of complaints about Speedy and his robotic voice, and that's old.
Oh, they
school.
love
You
it.
wanna go
They
old
love
school.
it. They love it. So in the news recently, Palo's favorite actor dropped in the movie theaters with his F9. Fast and the Furious 9 is back in the movie theaters. They had a $70 million opening. What is
I
going
couldn't
on?
believe that. No, I
They're going to
don't
space,
believe that
bro.
At all?
Is it?
Like,
Do you think it's because
people are
love
desperate.
Fast and the Furious 9,
No.
or they just want to
I-
see
no.
something
They're
with
I
like
think
desperate.
explosions?
I think it's honestly a bit of both. I think there's the people who like Fast and Furious series, and I'm one of them. But I
mean,
just, I have a
you-
son, and I'm not willing to go to the theater just yet. But for those people who
But
have,
like opening day, like this, like even if everything was calm and you were comfortable and everything, is this an opening day movie, opening weekend movie for you? Fast and Furious
no,
9.
I mean, what? I
No,
mean, but
not at
no,
all.
I mean, but there's so many things that have to play into effect because what other movie besides Fast and Furious was out? So did you
Nothing.
really have a lot of
Nothing.
options?
No, not really.
Right.
Well,
So
I mean, they had the
therefore-
Quiet Space. It's out right
But that's been
now.
out for
It
a
was
couple of weeks.
well, and honestly, it like if there was a need, like if you really wanted to go see a movie, go see A Quiet Place too, man. Like that's a great movie. But it came in second with that weekend with 6.2 million to opposed to 70 million. So you know where all the people are going to watch this. You had the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. So what is it? Ryan Reynolds, another one of those movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Samuel
five-
First
Jackson.
one was
less-
funny.
A
Yeah,
little bit
but the
of
second
less
one was
than
a little,
5 million. So but people are running out to like I think it's a combination of two things. Like they got a good cast. There's just a lot of different people. A lot of funny people in there. That they have the Tyrese kind of.
I know, but 70 million
Ludacris-
is nothing compared to if we're talking pre-pandemic.
Well,
70
that's the
million is
idea.
nothing.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly right. But I mean, you guys both have great, valid points. It's just those points are merged because of all the shit we're dealing with, right? So I mean, like, Speedy's talking about, the love for it, or is it the fact that people want to get back? I just personally think it was a perfect storm for both. And I think it just fell by the wayside for like A Quiet Place 2, even though personally, if you're giving me Fast and Furious 9 and A Quiet Place, personally, I'm going to be more willing to see A Quiet Place because I saw the first one. The second one's more than likely just seems really interesting,
It's
really
great.
good.
It's a
Fast
great
and Furious-
movie.
Yeah, Fast and Furious is just one of those franchises that it's like a no-brainer.
That needs
It's
to
just
die.
it's just entertainment, and that's purely it.
Well, hopefully we will be able to give you a little bit of a review on this
Ugh.
at some point in time. I will
Come
watch
on.
it just because I want to see how they take like whatever.
Hey, look, we have
Impala
stop motion
in
Palo. Look.
it is into space. I'm not focused on him, and we'll see what
God almighty.
happens. But also upcoming soon is going to be the Black Widow franchise starting to try to kick off, right? So we've been waiting for this movie for quite a bit of time. Scarlett
The
Johansson's
longest time.
it's like the one of the few that we're gonna see from her. Like honestly, I'm not sure how they could even expand this other than going into, I guess, the sister, their family member that's in there, kind of like taking that mantle of the Black Widow. But for those that have been out there and seen it in the critic wise, they're saying it's a really great addition to this. So I'm kind of excited to see this, not only because Scarlett Johansson's a
No,
cutie
Dude,
patootie.
tell me
I'm
this.
over her.
I'm gonna watch
Tell me
it.
this. Hold on. Tell me this. Out of all the movies this past year and a half or so, this is like one of the only movies that got pushed back like the longest. Everything else slowly came out.
Well,
but-
I think the reason being was because of the fact everything else was TV shows. So there was really no need, to.
I mean, are we
to
talking
push
Marvel? Or are we
anything.
talking about movies?
The movies in general.
Okay.
Because this was
okay.
supposed to come out last year, was it not?
Right.
Like almost a year, almost exactly.
Yeah,
a
well,
year
it's supposed
ago.
to come out around the same time as WandaVision and all that because it was supposed to be a precursor to the
Right.
whole Doctor Strange thing. But either way, everything's getting back into the swing of things slowly. I am not extremely excited to see this. I'm just not a
You're
big
not?
Black Widow fan. I'm really not, man. I'm gonna tell you something else.
I'm
I'ma tell you
interested in
something.
origin stories. This is
I
why.
am. I like what's his name? David Harfbra, the guy
The guy
who-
from,
From
Stranger
from,
Things, the cop.
Stranger Things.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
he's in this movie. I think he's a really good underrated actor, and I'm curious to see his role, which I think will be the main reason why I checked the movie out. Although, like I said, I'm just not a big Black Widow fan. I think Scarlett Johansson is fine, as far as her performance for Black Widow. I mean, we talked
I mean, like,
about
what do you,
this. We
what do you
talked.
want? Like,
we
do
do-
you want her
it's
like
nothing- it's nothing at
cartwheeling
all.
through the air? And
No. It's
that's not
it's
what the Black
nothing-
Widow does. Like,
No,
I mean,
it's
her character's
nothing-
dead already in their universe.
Or
Or
is she?
It's
Yeah.
nothing than being tired out. It's nothing than personally being tired out with the superhero movies because now they're trying to bring these characters that
I'm-
you haven't heard of to the main stage with
I'm
these
all
origin
right
stories.
with that. I'm all right with
I'm
the
just a little tired.
with superhero stories when they're not the main ones. Like, I'm already done with Captain America. I don't need another one. I love Spider-Man, but
he's-
I don't need another one.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
need another
yeah.
Superman. I don't need another Batman.
Yeah.
I don't need like all those. Like, Wonder Woman was refreshing with the first one. The second one kind of fell on its face a little bit, in my opinion. So
she
like
fell hard.
this, so like
fell
this one, I'm interested in seeing it. I'm excited. Like, I think there's gonna be a lot of comic relief, but it looks like there's a big
So then
action
you guys
movie
are. So then you guys are
aspect to
ready.
it. So I'm gonna watch it.
So then you guys
So
are ready for like Eternals. That has Angelina Jolie and all that.
No.
No,
I don't even think about any of that shit.
are you talking about mainstream, or are you talking about like
Well, there's that-
backstreet groups that are running around trying to make a name for
I
themselves?
thought
So
you were
you're-
gonna say Backstreet is back, and I'm like,
So this
All
is
right.
all leading.
I don't even know what that lyric's from. What's that? What's that
yeah,
from?
right.
So this whole Marvel Universe thing is gearing up for the Eternals, right? Because that's another story that's going to be told. We don't know how big that story is going to be.
There's a lot of them that are coming in, like the Loki
Right.
stuff. I know you haven't been watching that. I enjoy it. I think it's different in the way that they're doing the timelines and they mix. Like, Marvel's really good about paying
They are.
attention to details.
Yes,
and,
I give
and
them that.
being
They
able to
are.
integrate them into other movies and like
Mhm.
having planned it. Like, I don't know if it's like some dude's got some master plan like on a wall where he's got lines
They have. To. I
drawn
was
Yeah.
just.
from everything
Yeah.
because
I
like
thought
they
of that
have like
myself.
details that are so good intermixed between them, and it's
I would say that.
I
yeah,
think it's
definitely
fun.
with Loki.
yeah, I think it's fun just to be able to look and see some of those things and like have, you may not be like the number one comic, reviewer, have followed them since birth, but like you've watched these movies and you can be able to come across and still have some interconnection between them. I'm really interested in some of the other storylines other than the main heroes. Like, I want the Doctor Strangelove. That's Doctor Strangelove, Doctor Strange.
Whoa,
Whoa.
Strange love, strange
Benedict.
love, that's strange
Benedict,
love.
That's a-
come
that's a
on
diff-
over here.
That's a different video
That's
store,
how
sir.
my love
Mm.
goes, strange love.
I'm
Will you give
excited.
it to me?
Oh, shut up already.
I'm excited to see that. And then we were going to mention a little bit later, but it's kind of
Who's the one
kind
that's
of-
been drinking?
I know. Dang. He just got me
I-
all tongue tied. But
I-
I'm excited to see this other movie that's going to be coming out in kind of August time frame. And Marvel's is dropping it. And it's Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. And they have a lot of interaction with it. And what's most interesting to me is that the film producer for this movie is the same one that worked on The Matrix. So if you watch the
Oh.
breakdown of the trailer, you can see a lot of the vibes from The Matrix that were inputted into this movie. And so I'm super excited about it.
You know,
it's different. It's
very
not like one of the top
It's-
tier movies,
Damn
but
it.
like it's got a lot more minorities
It's-
in it. I'm excited to see that movie. And
Yeah,
so
it's funny you say that because, in all honesty, out of all the trailers or things that we've heard about from Marvel, I'm way more interested in seeing this movie than I am anything else. Now, this movie, this is it not the same as Iron Fist? Is this not like an origin of like Iron Fist and like the power or something? Because it's very reminiscent. So I don't know.
I'm not sure about that, but I know they've taken some liberties in the discussion of it. So like the 10 rings, it was actually like when they talk about it in the movie, they're kind of rings that they wear around the arm, and actually it's in martial arts. They've shown it, so they made this, but in reality, in the comics. During the 80s, they were rings that you wore around your fingers, like 10 rings. And so when they wore them, they look really elemental, just like kind of like the in the Infinity
Okay,
stones
Infinity
were.
Gauntlet.
Yeah, and within the gauntlet, so they didn't want to make that kind of like
That
repeat of
that
it.
right,
So
right, right.
they kind of changed it a little bit, but man, like you can watch the breakdown. I'll drop it in the comments in the details here, along with the trailer link. YouTube always comes after us whenever we show YouTube content or even trailer content. So we're not gonna even try, or we'll get our video banned. But watch it; it's really good. They have some Doctor Strange characters in there. I was gonna say and just intermixing between some of the other movies. So that it's the Mandarin is going to be in this movie, the real one, not the one from the Iron Man. And so like that's where you have all these
They
interactions.
just
with
hired
comics.
me. They hired me over
ex-
here. I'm just when he's on the
So
couch.
but it's so cool. Like if you watch it, so I'm excited about that one. That trailer just dropped recently. So with other
That's gonna be
news that
awesome.
dropped, we have the new trailer for Halloween. I know Mr. Palos super excited about this one. Halloween.
He's like he's
Kills.
literally the only one.
I'm not. Yeah, because I know you two don't like the spooky stuff. So
It has
I mean,
nothing
it's not
to
that
do
I
with
don't like
liking
the
spooky stuff.
The wife doesn't like the spooky stuff. So if I'm gonna watch something, I'm gonna have to watch it by myself, like at my desk, and it doesn't have the same impact when you're watching it on the computer screen.
Yeah, I mean,
when you are like in the living room with all the lights out and everything.
There's
So
a massive amount of lackluster that comes with Halloween as opposed to the first three original movies that came out. I think other than that, man, the series just should have fucking died. I mean, this whole thing about bringing
the
him
same
back.
repetitive. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I mean
it
it's
is.
the same repetitive thing like every other movie. I will say
It's
that
the exact same.
I will say as far as like cinematography wise, like they kept like they brought it back. What was it, 2 years ago? And they've kept the same kind of like old school quality of like the cinematography of
like
Halloween.
it's filmed very well.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like,
But
it's
it's
the same story. Like
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
Like,
care
after
how
1
well
and
it
2,
looks.
after
Yeah,
1 and 2, really, that's like it for Halloween for me. Like
That's-
Michael Myers is my favorite. Like if you're talking about all of them, like Freddy and Jason, like they start getting kind of comical towards the end, right?
Oh,
They
no.
start doing weird,
Well, it's
funny
like
stuff.
it's like when they did
Jason-
the Freddy, the Freddy, what is it, Freddy versus Jason?
Yes,
that
like
kinda come
those
back.
things, like they try to switch it up, and like the tension in Halloween 1 and 2 is so high. Like that movie,
yeah.
like you can feel it, like that one night going into each other,
but
And even when they did the remake just recently, when they kind of jump, like kind of
That's
done
Rob
the
Zombie.
erase.
That's Rob
No,
Zombie's one.
they did the racing of like those Rob Zombies and those middle ones, and they put in the one with Jamie Lee Curtis that was supposed to have happened,
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
the second one.
Yeah.
And then this one's the continuation of it
Well,
because it's the
right.
same night. Like,
well, no.
so-
So Rob Zombies, he only wanted to do 1 and 2 because 1 and 2 to him were the only best ones. So he wasn't a continuation. He was just his retelling of 1 and
Yeah.
2. That's it. Nothing more. And so when that Jamie Lee Curtis, that was just a continuation to the original
Mhm.
timeline. But even though it sucked, I'm just not a fan. I'm
I didn't
not
say
a fan
it was
of anything
good.
more.
I
only-
didn't
when
say it
I
was like the
think of
greatest movie.
Halloween, I only think of 1 and 2, but I'm saying like
True.
in the amount of items that they've put out, they had those Rob Zombie ones, and so they were just like, okay, you had all this real gore and everything with Rob Zombie and this weird bullshit with him. And then now you come back with this one with Jamie Lee Curtis, and that kind of bridges the gap from 1 and 2. It's all right. Like I'll watch it because I like to see those types of movies, kind of the suspense within it. But I'm not looking. It won't be like my
Not
need
looking
to
forward to
meet.
it.
Like
Yeah.
no, it won't be like if I don't see
It's not
it
on
the
my
day it
top
comes out
5.
or the week.
Yeah.
Like as long as I get to see
Understand.
it, I'll enjoy it. Like I will enjoy watching it more than I would Fast and the Furious.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, I'll tell you
Right there,
this though,
that alone is
because
it's a lot.
because we just mentioned Rob Zombie really quick. I did want to throw this out there because I saw this on his Instagram, but he actually just picked up the rights to do a movie of the Munsters. So
That's right. That's right.
So he is going to be doing the Munsters movie, and I'm actually really excited because there's something about Rob Zombie that I really, really like when it comes to his movies, because he's one of those true
No.
originals when it comes to the grindhouse type
But
horror.
everything
I-
is like grindhouse. Like
He
everything he
only-
does.
but
is
that's
grindhouse.
his vibe. That's all.
He's
but
a
he's
one
never
book
changed.
chapter.
Yes.
That's all he
Yes.
does. Like and
Yeah.
like to me, like it's. I mean, it's good for those that love the gore and you know you go out
I'm
there with
inter-
your
I'm just-
fishnet.
I'm just
So
interested to
stuff and
see.
your-
I'm just interested to see his
blood.
because like the
Noob just
Devil's
likes
Rejects.
the BDSM stuff. That's why.
No, like the Devil's Rejects and those movies, like, dude, I enjoyed those movies because they were really gritty.
I would like
Um,
him to make his own movie, like his own story, his own script, not remake something else. Like then
Well,
I
the
would
Devil's
say,
Rejects and
I
all
would- I
that.
would-
I mean,
I would
aren't
see
those-
his
There was a
vision.
Devil's Rejects before that.
what about the House of
So-
a Thousand Corpses? Was that a remake?
Yep, that was a remake.
Okay.
So
okay.
like I would like him. Like I know what his vision is. He's like kind of
Right.
like
a P Diddy of movies.
Wow. Don't be getting on my P Diddy.
wow.
Who's
Send
hot?
all
Who's
the
not?
hell-
Tell me who's out. Who copped the
Here
blue
we
drop?
go.
Who juice got crop?
Oh my gosh. You just said it because you wanted to do that. That's why.
I don't know what. That's the whiskey talking, guys. That's just the
Oh,
whiskey talking. It
man.
just foams at the
Like,
mouth.
I like he had the style. I just would like to see his own vision in something
Of
else.
some
not
of his own original.
remake
Yeah,
another vision. So
definitely.
but much like this next one, Quentin Tarantino says he's quitting after his next movie.
Hasn't he said that a couple of times
No.
already?
No, he said after his 8th film, which this will be his 8th film.
Hmm.
I mean, like, is it
X for
supposed to make it more like we have to go see it?
I mean-
like,
I mean,
don't.
but
like, he
let's
was-
talk about this. I
He was
mean,
supposed to work on some Star Trek movies, which is kind of funny.
but that would have been his
and-
last one, and there's no way
that-
he's going out like that. Fuck no.
That would be
No, they just
like
said the
the
script
greatest.
never manifested. Like they had an idea, they were working on it,
It's
but they, like,
there.
never.
It's still there, but
never-
it took too
it-
long.
And yeah,
no,
it took too
it's
long.
a shit
and it just-
idea. It's a
Star
shit
Trek is
idea.
never a shit
I
idea.
mean,
If
like,
you're gonna mix a high profile character like Quentin Tarantino and throw the word Star Trek in it, nah.
Say
He-
Star Wars.
he-
Yeah, say
he-
Star
he-
Wars.
he
Nah,
wants
nah,
to,
nah.
he's the kind of guy that like he wants to be like the NBA player that like shoots the three at the championship, wins, and then goes out and style. And like that's the kind of what he was talking about it. But like really, like what has he
Such a-
done really that's been
He
like
hasn't done anything
so
recently.
acclaimed? Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like I watched it. It was interesting.
okay.
True.
yeah.
I was
that-
like, but I'm like, what? Other than like,
Like he
the
definitely has his
bullshit,
own style, but it's
Oh,
never
He's
but-
got a style.
But
And I'm
think
not-
about it
not
like this,
knocking on
though.
it, but
Yeah,
I'm not
I
saying
mean,
he's like top tier director. Like
uh, who would you
he's
pick
the
as your
Michael
top?
Bay of like weird.
I definitely,
eclectic shit.
I definitely put his style up there with some of the best. I don't think he is the best by any means. I don't think personally he's in even like the top 5. I think he's really good. Now, where I think he shined was in the 90s, early 2000s. I think is when he really had a big blossoming spotlight on him. Hateful Eight was awesome. The recent
Yes.
one he did, A Time to Kill or whatnot, I wasn't really
Once
too
Upon
keen
a
on
Time
it.
in Hollywood.
Yeah, I was enjoyable, but yeah, it
I mean, it was just
Didn't he
it
do?
was
Didn't he do Django too? Or was
Yeah.
this- yeah.
the D is silent. And Django
With
was hey,
Wood.
Django was fucking awesome though. That was a great story. I don't care if he says it's his 8th one and that's what he's doing. I just hope that his last film is fucking mind blowing. That's it. That's
I
all
mean-
I fucking care about. That's it. I just want to enjoy it to the fullest, and that's it. I mean, that's it.
like he's
One
got the
and done.
Hateful Eight. like I like the movies that I enjoyed from him. You know, Inglorious Bastards, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was all
Inglourious Basterds, yeah.
right.
That was
Yeah,
probably my last
Kill
favorite.
Bill was a good one. Like I thought it was interesting, but like and then you had like the Kill Bill kind of deals. You had Pulp Fiction, you had the Reservoir Dogs. Like those
Reservoir
first ones
Dogs
were like
was
the
fucking
the
awesome.
most acclaimed ones, right? Like Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs. Like, but then after that, like you had Grindhouse,
Jackie Brown,
you
yeah,
know,
Jackie
like Jackie
Brown.
Brown, like Sin City. He was a special
Yeah.
guest director on some of that. Like, he's like
He
the
just kind of
Hateful
hit
Eight.
flat
It was
after
just,
that.
it was like so. I'm
I
like,
don't think
is
he
it
hit
really?
flat.
Is it really like you wanted
Well,
to
he
make
never
sure you
rose
did
for
the top
anything else. That's what I'm
10
saying. Like,
projects that you ever did, or are you just like, I'm tired of trying to find stuff and I
Well,
just go out, man. Like, why are you
I
telling
mean,
people about it? Like, it's not gonna
I
make me go watch your movie anymore unless
that's
it's
true too.
good.
we
I
need-
kind of
he
feel
needs-
I
he needs
definitely
an extra million, so that way he can
But-
retire.
but the whole
He
thing
gets
is, I
private
mean,
island.
I think every director, definitely has their time, and then you can definitely see the decline in their structure, and then after that, shortly after that, we always see them fade away. They retire, they go do, their backups on other projects, and that's cool. I think it's been a long time, and I definitely think his time is probably up. Personally, I'm a huge fan. One director that I am a massive fan of is Guy Ritchie, and personally, I think Guy Ritchie had a lot of influence from Quentin Tarantino, just
Yeah,
by
I
the way
mean,
he
they had some
storytells.
kind of flavor in the
Yeah,
storytelling.
but Guy Ritchie, you can tell where it's almost that thing where it's like the student has become the teacher, because he has taken it to another level, and that's what we look for in cinema. So we look for those things we enjoy, and somebody who's going to take it to the next level and be like, oh, that's awesome, and that's just how I feel about him.
I mean,
Dude.
to me, it's got to be a good story, and it's got to have
True.
some parts in a
Definitely
moving
not
hand
Star
in the
Trek, though.
background.
Right? Definitely not Star Trek.
But
Jeez.
what I will say,
Gonna put a shotgun in
is,
someone's career.
flipping gears here, John Wick's is in production. So
Oh
woo!
yeah,
They
John Wick can
posted
do
on
no
their-
wrong.
Like John Wick apparently only has
Doing
its
it
own
wrong.
Twitter account, and so it started. They're in production, which is fun and cool. I know New Face is really excited for the new Aquaman. That seems to have kicked off
As
too.
long as Momoa's naked, I just want to get my money's worth.
Whoa.
I mean, as long
The
as he's
truth is out
naked,
there.
does the beard
Momoa's
match? Does the
naked?
beard match the drapes? Oh, I mean, what's going on, Momoa?
Is it the beard or the sideburns or
Is
the
it-
mullet?
Is it no Moa or show Moa?
Oh, dude, somebody's gonna tag him on this. and
Show
then he'll be
Moa.
I'm gonna
I
show
like
these
Show
guys.
Moa, bro.
Show Moa. I like that.
But
we should make shirts and sell it.
it's show Moa. But
Show Moa.
I wasn't a massive fan of Aquaman, the first one, although
It was a horrible
I liked,
movie, dude.
I
It was
liked-
a horrible
I-
horrible movie.
I liked him personally as Aquaman because I liked him for the fact that he brought that character to life in a time when like no one really cared about Aquaman,
he made
and
Aquaman look cool, is what it is.
yes, there
he
you
didn't
go.
look like the
He just
yellow
made him
shirt
look
and green,
Yes,
green
yes.
pants running
Yes.
around. Like he
Yes.
made it like
He-
he looked like a beefy superhero instead
Yeah,
of like
and so
the
and
nerdy
so I'm really
sweaty guy in the ocean.
agreed, and I'm just hoping whatever they do with this one, like I kind of felt like, well, Aquaman's DC. I just thought about that. So I mean, you've already got one strike against you. I mean, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see how it comes out. I mean, I really can't say anything.
They need to talk to Zack Snyder, at least do something to make this
Oh my
movie
God.
decent. Because
No,
it
they need to get rid
cannot
of all the WB people. We already
it
talked about that.
cannot be like the first one. I mean, like I don't
Yeah.
even know why both of y'all are even in this the way of that movie was good. Some tornado of water. He goes through time warp,
aboard.
finds his
That was my
mom,
favorite line.
who's been missing forever. Like that was the most ridiculous BS.
I
I've
can't take
seen
Nicole
this
Kidman serious
girl-
anymore with her makeup. Like, ah,
to find her on the beach.
Hey, you can't say that because
after
she's
going
gonna
through
be
a
in
water
Eternals.
a water
she's gonna
tor-
what?
tornado.
So you
I'm
can't say
like-
that because she's supposed to be in Eternals.
Yeah, but I already said I'm not super interested in that.
I'm like, dude, that was like the
Just
worst movie. Like the only thing that kept that afloat was Momoa showing some Moa,
Yeah,
And,
Moesha
he needs to do it to keep this one going.
God, his
so,
lawyer after us for
all
this.
right. Hey, if my mom is excited about seeing a movie, that means something that I'm not going to enjoy it. So she's super excited about this movie.
Oh, you're super
I'm
not.
probably not gonna. I'm super not. She's like, it's gonna have him. Did you see him? I'm like, no, we're not going. We're not going down that route. And then also, little sad news. Old man River here. Harrison Ford hurt himself, and they've had to postpone some Indiana Jones filming.
Dude, he's
He hurt his
freaking 78,
shoulder.
man. He's 78, and they're having him do a fight scene.
Were they having him do it, or did he want to do it? And like the second, like, okay, how are they gonna find a stunt double who's like 80 that wants to do the same thing?
First off,
all
Harrison.
Indiana movies, all Indiana Jones movies are like 20 years too late right now. Like every single one of them, man.
Let me tell you something right now.
after the first
Harrison
three-
Ford.
You see the picture of him at in his Indiana Jones, and he's at production. He's so old and tired, and
Listen
they're
to
having him
me.
do a fight scene.
Harrison Ford probably has more strength and delivers a harder
Oh, here we
punch
go.
than most 25-year-olds today.
Yeah.
But you
Because
know
those
that man,
25-year-olds are in their mom's basement playing games on their computer for 365 days. They're not
You know-
outside farming,
yeah,
raising
And that-
crops.
and flying planes and doing things. So I
Oh,
hope he
he-
gets better. Harrison, we're rooting for
I
you,
do.
man.
I love Indiana Jones, but like none of the movies since the original three have made really any impact. Like the Crystal
Yeah.
Skull was like ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I
like,
felt that too.
I only hope they do this one better. Like the only reason they brought him back into Star Wars was so they could kill him off, so he couldn't have to be on set anymore to do anything. Like all the old actors, if you didn't notice, they killed them all off. They killed them all off because they're like, well, one died, God rest her soul. But the rest of them were killed off.
Wow.
I want to make that into a GIF. God rest.
God rest her soul. She really died. The rest of them, they just need to get rid of because they're too old to be on set. Like it's just like, hey, like there's a cable on the floor. Please watch out. It's an extension cord.
Oh my god.
Don't trip on it.
That's what I'm
Mark,
saying. Like, why
don't
do they
trip
have?
on it.
Why did they have him on? Doing a fight scene, but he's supposed to be out. They thought he was only going to be out like a month, maybe, and he's going to be out at minimum 3 months now. So
it's kind of
altering
strange. So
everything.
hopefully it gets better. Hopefully it's a good movie.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because my thing is like I would love them to tie back into the last set, the original trilogy. Like let's just wipe Crystal Skull off the face of this earth. Like that movie never happened. That was a Rob Zombie movie.
I
Let's
would
just
love for them.
pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah, I would love for them to find a loophole the way they do so well in other movies to kind of fit this into like an adventure, or
It's gonna
like
go back to
somewhere
that
like
storage unit or something. Or what?
or but that's the thing though, because in the very beginning of the Crystal Skulls, they showed the Ark of the Covenant, right? And I thought it was going to have something to do with that, and it would be amazing to have him go back either to Delhi, when the Temples of Doom took place, where all those children were in that cave, or something going back to the Raiders of the Lost Ark, like something's not finished, or there's something else like that definitely
Like,
to
the
me would be full
mystery
circle.
of those movies were really
Yes.
good.
Yes,
And
man.
I do miss that, and that's what the Crystal Skull missed completely on. Like it was
Yeah.
too animated, too CGI.
Yes,
Like
agreed.
it was
agreed.
like those movies weren't like that, and they totally messed up the whole vibe. Like
Mhm.
I thought like they could have done something like that, but with like I think the whole alien aspect was just a bridge too far for them at that point.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
everything else was really based in reality, right? Like the Temple of Doom, like all the stones, the Ark of the Covenant, like the hiding of that, like the whole Hitler kind of Third Reich kind of deal, like all that was real. And then like you go into like these Mayan temples and it's like
Well, the whole ideology of
then-
the Crystal Skulls is a real thing, but I would have appreciated Indiana Jones, the Crystal Skulls, if they had not actually brought out a fucking alien, because you know what I mean? Like
Aliens
if
are
they
real,
had
bro.
left the mystique like within the
Mhm.
story or within the Mayan, just universe where, it maybe led to like another clue, or there was some kind of closure dealing with, some findings or something. But I agree to that extent, like just them whole bringing the alien, and it was like, oh my God, it's all, that is exactly when I was like, fuck, it just, it
I was
stuck.
like, fucked when they were swinging by it with the monkeys
Yes,
and
yeah,
everything.
and that scene
I
too,
was just
yes.
like,
You didn't like the
I'm
monkey
like,
scene? Oh my
oh
God.
Agreed,
man. I was
agreed.
like, what the hell did they do to this movie? Oh, but switching gears here, a little gaming news here, get us out of
Some
the
gaming.
entertainment sector. Steam summer sale is live, so if you got money to waste and you got a computer, get on, go buy some games.
There's,
The other
the
direction.
best thing
And
about, yeah, the
Anything
best
free?
you
thing
can
about
buy like
summer sale.
bundles and bundles of stuff to
Bundles of-
play all year
I mean,
round.
I think that's one of the massive positive notes, especially for PC gamers, is one of these things that they all pretty much look forward to is the Steam Summer Sale. Because even when it comes to AAA titles, to even obscure titles that not a lot of people know of, but maybe you come across or you find, pretty much everything, the price gets dropped pretty extensively. So we're talking about like $60 games go down to like $40, which is a good $20 difference. We got some games even in the $60 range going even to 30, just depending on the time it's been out. For instance, we got Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, the Game of the Year edition, previously $60. You can get it in summer sale for $30. So this is great for those people who have been questioning getting certain games but not really wanting to pay full price. So for those PC gamers that definitely love to do those games, definitely jump on board, snag some titles, and
Mhm.
come out the winner on the other end by saving some dough.
I mean,
Fuck yeah.
I haven't done it. I haven't done it in a while, but it's a great opportunity to get a bunch of games that you haven't
Yeah.
seen yet, or you're
I
questionable.
bought a couple.
It's a lot
Yeah, I
easier.
just bought a
It's a
couple.
lot easier to buy them when they're like 50, 60% off, and hey, you can buy this for $5.
No, I
and
mean,
get
the thing
into
is,
it for a little
the
while.
great thing is you don't see massive sales like this on the console side, every
Yeah.
blue moon. But this is the
Yeah.
thing about the PC side is everybody waits for the Steam Summer Sale because it's on
It's like
on money.
it's like Amazon Day or.
Yeah,
Amazon, yeah,
Amazon Prime
Prime
Day.
Day.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yep, that's right, man.
So,
That already came and went.
did y'all get anything? Did y'all
No.
buy anything?
For
Amazon
Amazon
Steam
Prime
Summer
Day?
Sale,
No, well, I mean,
Uh,
we talked about Steam, but like, since we're talking about it, like Amazon Prime, did anyone go crazy? Like, for me,
no,
like in the
didn't have
past years,
anything.
like it was kind of like been a really exciting thing. Like everyone's like, hey, let's look at the deals, and you're like constantly looking at them all day during work. But like, honestly, there wasn't really much that was appealing to me on it this year.
I bought a
Yeah.
and I
bought
ended
a
up buying an
cable.
electric toothbrush. That's it, really.
I bought a cable for Steph, and I bought a USB 3.0 hub that was normally $40. I got it for like
Mhm.
15. So I mean, other than that, I mean, not really. I'm not really.
I mean, it's just
needing
interesting. Like
anything.
I even in some of my chat groups with some of my college buddies, like they not a lot of action on Prime Day like in the previous
Yeah,
one.
they've
Like
had some better sales
TVs.
beforehand,
you
but yeah,
know.
this year it just seemed kind of lackluster.
Well, I think what people do nowadays is, people really search far and wide to find that deal. So a lot of people don't necessarily wait for Prime to give them that deal.
Sure.
They'll search for a model of a TV, and man, they'll fucking scour the internet to find that cheap deal. So yeah, personally,
the
think
TVs
that's
alone are cheaper now than they were not even 5 years ago. So I mean,
Right.
But it doesn't take a lot of effort to do it too. Like
Right,
there's a lot of sites
right.
out there. Even like when Palo was trying to find his Xbox, like there's sites that will tell you when things are coming online.
Yeah.
So
you remember how
hopefully
many
just-
times we had to hold his tears, just like have them drip on our shoulder?
yeah,
it was
God
nasty.
almighty.
It was
We're like,
nasty.
Palo, we're gonna jump on our Xbox
because I'm so
X's.
glad you were there for me.
And he
So
was on
glad.
his little gerbil was like, I can't keep doing this.
It took me 2 months, man.
But
Uh,
I'm glad you got it because like it doesn't look like any of those shortages are gonna have can not be resolved anytime soon. And then you
That's
have all
true.
those people botting up everything. So just be on the lookout. Have that cash ready to go.
Y'all
if you're
people
gonna
are
be
the
doing those
problem.
things.
Buying it
Y'all
twice its
people.
value. Yeah, there's so many people out there that like they want to pay
So-
$1,000 for it. or they
So-
have the bots.
It's what it's all about. But also coming out pretty soon, this next upcoming month, we have 2 titles for Nintendo that we want to talk about: Zelda Skyward Sword in HD. It will be dropping next month. That's a remake off one of the Wii Zeldas, which were, as I've kind of heard, one of the least played Zeldas. But it's actually the origin story for a lot of Zelda's timeline. So I'm interested. I never played it. I didn't have a Wii at the time. Noob, Palo, any of you guys have a Wii? Did y'all play this
Yeah.
game before?
I did have the Nintendo Wii, but at that time, I had modded it, and I had just didn't care anymore. I was
The only Nintendo
I
I,
was-
ever
I-
had
I
was
was-
the original.
I was
That was
I was
all.
in I was into hoarding the games, but there were so many attachments that came to the
The
damn
best
Wii
system in the
just,
world.
just for you to enjoy it that
Well,
I lost interest in it because it had the little bar that was a sensor. Your fucking nunchucks had to read this, and then some games didn't use the nunchucks. You had to take apart the fucking controller and use just the
Like,
handheld.
And you want to
I-
do
I-
and you want to do VR. I mean,
like that's me.
but
Like
that's
that's
different.
the whole
but that's
thing.
different though, dude.
Like this game on
I mean, come
the
on,
Wii,
come on.
where you had to
Halo?
use
Where are you at?
nunchucks. Like you had to be like pulling them apart to shoot the bow. Like I get tired of that shit. It's novel, but like it gets really annoying after a while.
Yeah.
Can you just imagine sitting on the couch at night, like trying to slice someone? And so they had to remake the controls for
Lazy
the
American.
Nintendo. I mean, like, I
damn
want
it,
to chill.
camera.
I'm not exercising. If that was the case, I would just go outside and do it. But we've remapped the controls for this game specifically. For those that have the Joy Cons, you can utilize those. For those that have the Switch Lite, you can also use the controls along with the Pro controller. So it's kind of exciting. It's interesting. I want to play it. I'll probably borrow it after Noob finishes playing it. And then utilize it. And then also I'll be dropping some content a little bit later, some videos from Monster Hunter Stories 2 that's going to
How
be
you been liking
dropping
it?
on the 9th. You know what? I enjoy it because it's got kind of a feel, like I never played the first one. It's got kind of a feel of the Zelda series with just the kind of the textures and look of it. But for the most part, I'm not a big Pokemon player. I've never really played that game. This kind of has that aspect of trying to find the monsters and kind of build them up. But I played the crap out of the demo. It's free right now. You can go ahead and download it off the Nintendo Store. You can save your progress. If you do choose to buy the game, purchase the game later on, it'll transfer along, so it's not wasted. So I've been enjoying that kind of theme that's been happening with a lot of games lately.
Has
you
it been
can
happening
transfer
with
your
the games,
play.
or is it just Switch? Because did that not
No,
happen
remember
with
they had it-
Outriders?
They had it with Outriders too on Nintendo. I mean, on I think it was on Outriders. I
Xbox and
know for sure
PlayStation.
was on Xbox, and you could do that too. So
That's
but
awesome. Okay, cool.
I
cool,
love
cool.
that idea. I love that idea of like you give me a demo, even if it's not finished, of like the first
Right.
level or the first stage,
Right.
and any progress that I make in time that I put into the game, that demo I'm able to transfer it. So like if more people do that with their demos, like I've really just haven't seen a lot of demos to begin with anymore. Like I think that's going to like just in general going away. I just
Right.
never see a lot of demos for games before they drop. So I miss it. I remember the days when we'd go grab discs that would come in the mail and stuff and be playing those demos. And even like at Blockbuster, I'm not sure if they had those there or not, but I just remember playing demos all the time and enjoying like just having the ability to play games before they came out and just kind of get an idea if I'm going to like it or not, because no one loves spending $60 on something that they don't like immediately. He's the other way on the camera.
Damn it.
So I knew you guys would be super excited about this topic. Actually, I'm going to jump around here. Microsoft's xCloud gaming service is now available. It's gone live on iOS and Windows 10 PCs.
Oh, and on iOS, right? Yeah.
Yeah, on
You
iOS.
know,
Well, I mean, that was the
iOS.
big deals, right? So
I find I don't even care
Welcome to
about
the
that
future.
because I find only I have yet to see a person that actually wastes time playing a game outside. Like if I was going somewhere, like let's just like where am I really gonna be at where I'm gonna pull out my phone and be like, okay, I need to play my Xbox game. You know, like if you're that person, just slap yourself.
I will
What
not.
are you
Sir.
talking about?
I
There's
will
a lot
not.
of mobile competitions now. Like, aren't there like a mobile PUBG and COD and
But
all
those,
these
but those are,
tournaments and stuff?
yeah,
Those are
but those people are playing the mobile game at home, hooked up to their shit. You know what I mean? Like they're streaming it, so they're just playing on their phone, but they've got all this shit hooked up to their phone. You know,
I
it
would
looks so
say-
fucking weird.
I
But
would
It's
say
I'm
so
not
that
out and
I've played
about.
it. I've
I'm not-
played it. It's I mean, I know you're shitting all over it, and
I
smearing
think
it
it's a
everywhere.
nice option. I think it's a nice option that if you're
is.
somewhere else, you can
I-
still play. But I don't foresee it being like the primary
Yeah.
means of me gaming.
My whole
But
thing
it's
is
just nice
is
to have it.
where
y'all-
are you
okay,
going to be?
because
Where are
you're-
you going to be, right? Where you're going to start playing something and you're going to get fully fucking invested. Where you're like, oh shit, now I like what are you going to fucking play?
That's just
Tetris?
the thing. That's the thing.
We
This
gotta
is
play.
Supposed to be. You guys are old. This is for the younger people that are running around with their phones in their hands all the freaking time, and they're out with their mommy and daddy, and they don't want to be paying attention
Bro,
to what's
there'll
going
be
on.
there'll be no difference
Car
because
trips?
they don't
Awesome.
pay
Trips?
attention now because they're on social media.
I will say
mean,
that I've used it in my personal, places where I have nothing else to do but sit, and I just be playing it, and it's the same graphics, it's the same everything, other than the fact that it's just on a smaller screen. You can hook up your Xbox controller to it wirelessly.
If you have the right
It
one.
works.
Bluetooth.
Yeah. Well, I mean the newest ones are all
Bluetooth.
have like
Yeah,
that
we know
Bluetooth.
Palo's not playing it because his shit doesn't work.
My camera's having difficulties.
So I just thought it's a cool idea. My only thing is like, is this going to be another reason for Xbox to start jacking up the price come next year?
Well, they already tried that once.
Well, I know they did, but doesn't mean that they're not going to do it again. Like, that was a big jump.
They're
Maybe
gonna
it's a little
smidge it. They're gonna
smaller,
smidge,
little
yeah.
smaller
It'll
jump.
be $1
Like,
more.
I'll be like, take that shit off because I don't use it. I'm at home. I work from home now, so like.
But I mean, but I know they took it back, but let's be straight about this with Sony and Xbox. 'Cause, again, those are the only two competition because Nintendo, they're all out by themselves. But between the two, these past few years alone, there's been a shift. There's been a shift that people are pushing more into Xbox than they are in PlayStation. Even though PlayStation says,
I don't
we've
know
been
if
selling
that's
out on
true.
consoles.
I don't know if
I would
that's
say-
true
I would
because the
say-
consoles that are sold, PlayStation still outsells Xbox.
Yes, yes.
So
I-
that's just,
Dude,
that's
I'm an
just the
Xbox
plain
fan.
truth,
I'm an
bro.
Xbox
That's
fan,
just
and,
the plain truth, bro.
and
Like
PlayStation is outselling.
consoles that sell, PlayStation outsells. I think Xbox provides a lot more content, and it's more attractive to the novice person. But like the types of games that are being held on both systems, like it's going to change now because Xbox. You can look it up. I'm right. Xbox
now.
and Microsoft have been picking up a lot of publishers that used to publish for both. So it's just going to be interesting to see if they publish later on for them or not. So it's interesting. I want to see where it goes. But along the PlayStation news, PlayStation actually accidentally revealed that they're picking up another publisher. They've been really tight on actually picking up one. So someone is getting fired that controls their Twitter account. They dropped a picture when they were announcing another developer that they're picking up that does a lot of small games and stuff that have been included on the PlayStation. They were called the House Marquee acquisition for that company, but they dropped the wrong picture with Bluepoint. So Bluepoint's done a lot of the revisions for some of the titles that have come out from Xbox, including the Ghost of Tsushima. So it's just kind of really exciting to see that they're finally picking up, but they're like really tight about who they pick up and when they do, and their retort when they
They're not like
about
Microsoft.
it.
Microsoft is just like,
Yeah, they were like, we're very selective is the way they worded it.
whatever.
So that's a lot of snooty nose twitching towards other people. But they do a lot of remakes, so they're the ones that redid the
They don't want that dirty peach. Apparently,
the Demon Souls, which is basically one of the early games that came out for the X for PlayStation 5. So it's just kind of interesting. I want to see them do another Metal Gear Solid collection, and that'd be something definitely I would pick up. But until I get a PlayStation 5, that's really not going to happen. So
I would love to see a Ninja Turtle collection. I would love to see a Ninja Turtle collection. There's
Halo,
way
you don't
more
like
than
Ninja
enough
Turtles?
games.
You don't like Ninja Turtles?
Ninja Turtles is kind of like
You're
Spider-Man.
like a Raphael. You're like a Raphael. You're like a Raphael. Got a lot of attitude.
No, you're like a
No,
what do
that
you
would
call
be
what do you
Noob.
call those mouse robots? The Mousers.
The
Mousers.
Wow.
He's like the bull guy.
The thing
What's
is that
the
I
tusk
think
dude.
what?
What
I
was that
think of
character's
Ninja
name?
Turtles. I think of Ninja Turtles kind of like Spider-Man. They've made so many cartoon remakes, movie remakes. Like it's.
I'm
just
talking games, bro.
Yeah, we're talking
same
games.
thing. Same thing. They've made
Games.
a fuckload of games of
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
that's why I want a collection, because I get my money's worth. I don't want a Star Trek collection where it's like
don't
I
get
have
me
game
on.
and a
Don't get me
half.
on that Star Wars bullshit.
Ga-
You know,
game and a
your
half. Hey,
fucking
A
multi-trilogy
Star Wars
crap.
collection would be amazing, actually.
Bull fucking
Amazing.
shit.
You get your Star Trek collection? Yeah, dude, I got 2 games. And one's
he's-
mobile. I got a
I'm telling
code
you,
for a
Star Trek Online is is going
He-
well
he-
right now.
He's more a Bebop and Rocksteady type of person. He's not even a Ninja Turtle.
Oh, let's not get on that. Let's not get on that. You can't tell me that the last movie with them too that they looked like it, like the original.
Dude, I don't even care about the movies. I care about the comics, the
yeah.
cartoon,
and
and the video games. Video
That's it,
games.
bro.
Can't not
I don't
talk
care.
about one without
I
the
mean,
other.
the
Look,
moment
there's
they
only
had
my video
Vanilla Ice-
freeze.
Man, the moment they had Vanilla Ice dancing with them, I was like, I'm out.
You made my video guy stroke out.
Go Ninja, go
God.
Ninja, go.
All
I
that
was like,
shit talking is
I'm out.
affecting your network.
Even your computer.
I'm having to
doesn't like
talk to
what
my
you're
PC.
saying.
It thinks as I'm yelling at it.
Even your computer doesn't like what
It's
you're
okay.
saying. So it's
Yeah,
all
Okay,
right.
I hate them. I
This is
hate
how your
them. I don't hate
computer's
you.
Tired of you. This is how your computer's
I hate
tired
these
of
two
you.
assholes. I'm not mad at you.
Other news is that there's going to be a continued delay on Elder Scrolls 6. It's not even in production. No way, no how. It's just an afterthought, even though they mentioned it during E3. So it's
Oh,
several
man.
years away, which is kind of heartbreaking because I love Skyrim so much. Awesome game, other than the fucking fatal save that fucked
Gonna
up my game.
Skyrim its balls
Oh.
across your face.
Oh, the game. So mad. So mad.
It's amazing
And,
you can love a game
right-
so much after it pissed you off so bad.
Dude, I literally
That's where he likes it, but he
wanted
likes
to
it on the rim.
I
Likes
wanted
it
to
on the
pull
rim.
a noob face and just shatter that shit to like pieces.
It was so bad. It was so bad. He called
I was
me
like,
yelling.
"Ah!" I was like,
He was like, "Holy shit!" He was
dude,
like,
I
"Petey,
almost
can't fucking believe this. My game stuck on the save, and now I can't." He's like, "I got that bug. Oh my god, this is the
Dude.
last part before I beat the game. I am so
I was
pissed.
like
I'm not playing this game. I'm not fucking
100
playing this game again."
100% it this whole shit and pissed me off. Also another news to better things, Control. If you haven't played it, it's on the Game Pass. It's going to drop off pretty soon, but you can also find it on the PlayStation Store. Amazing game. Kind of like reminds me of the X-Files. All that type of kind of intrigue. It's a great game. They've had some expansions that are come out from it that I'm going to start playing. And then on top of that, they've been talking about 2 more games that are going to come out. Going to be coming out in the next couple of years itself. One of them is going to be multiplayer, so it'll be kind of interesting. So it's basically a third person perspective game. So some people are kind of questioning that move, but I'm more for it as long as it still has the same game feel moving through. Other news too, Halo Infinite. More talk about the battle pass along with the developers. I'm loving everything they're talking about with this battle pass.
I
was-
think-
for the longest time, like I was just like, Halo, especially with the lackluster launch.
So
I'm kind of pumped for it now.
yeah, so this is a great thing
That's a
because a lot
first.
of people always feel with battle passes a kind of time tension, with only so much time to make sure you get everything. And granted, I believe most season passes give you like 60 days, if not longer, which is quite a bit of time. I mean, that's a good 2 months, and I mean for some to give you more. But if you think about it, some battle passes people don't have just for one game. So, especially with kids today, they may have battle passes for 2 and 3 games. So therefore that puts a lot more of a time crunch, to make sure you get your money's worth out of it by playing, and that's in itself, again, it's just a lot of playtime. So for Halo Infinite to go ahead and, kind of relieve everyone of that need to time crunch is pretty awesome, man. So if you buy the battle pass, you can work on it. And let's just say battle pass 2 gets released. When you start collecting your points, you can use your points to now unlock items from your original battle pass 1, or you can start unlocking new items from, what would be the new battle pass 2. So you have all the time in the world. So once you get a battle pass, it is yours forever, doesn't go away. There is no time crunch, which is fucking amazing, man. Especially for a good Halo game. I mean, how do you guys feel? What do you guys feel about the future of that concept?
Halo.
I don't like it. Plain simple. Okay.
He doesn't play beta competitive games. His aims.
Free games don't come with the battle pass, guys. That's a joke. That's the joke. Free games don't come with battle passes.
He likes the pay to play versions of everything.
Just give me it all free. That's all I want. It's all, you have my attention at free, but that's it.
So I'm interested. Like, I don't know. It's like a love-hate.
Halo plays until it says trial expired.
I mean, like, it's a love-hate, right, with battle passes, right? So you buy a battle pass because you want some of the stuff that are on it. Yeah, you want something. You want some stuff that's on it. But then, like, if you don't go through the battle pass, you don't get all of it. So, like, it's like wasted money.
Right.
And so you're kind of pissed off into, like, what's the ultimate, to provide exclusives to just one person? Like, Palo's running around with that cool ass mask. I'll never be able to get it. Like, I don't think that's what you really want to do to your constituents that are playing the game constantly. So, like, I love the idea of what they're being able to do with this. They are going to have shorter events throughout the season 2 that you can gain, but they're not trying to make this like you need 1 million kills before you get this thing. So, like, the samurai skull that they showed in the previews during E3 that looked really badass. That's part of the Fractured event, an event called Fractured that'll be dropping during the season 2. So, like, it just gives you all these opportunities to earn things and play and, like, customize, because that's really what people want. Like, to me, as long as it's not a pay to win kind of situation and everything's customizable, like, it makes it enjoyable. Like,
Noob says right, but he'll still pay. You got that.
Well,
Or
I
something.
mean,
But if
it's
that's
not-
Fortnite like,
money.
I'll pay for aesthetic. It's just not
making-
necessary.
it's not making him play any better, is what
We
it's
don't-
doing. It's not a better gun. I've
We don't
seen
have-
his aim. Like, after a couple of drinks, it's still the same.
Weren't-
So
It was the
Weren't
same
you guys
before and
dying
after.
constantly in Fortnite? Wasn't I the last man standing
yeah,
on
because you were
all times?
hiding
Because
behind
we're
bushes.
hide out.
I wasn't
yeah.
hiding.
You
I
were
wasn't out in the
way out.
fucking open like you two tards.
Hey, let's watch the film Noob Station. Let's go watch his stream. It's on
Yeah,
there.
go watch it, go
100%. Go watch him. Seen his aim. Watch it.
Noob's just doing this. He's like,
He's like, hey guys, people are coming. People are coming. People are coming. People.
So Palo just showed what it's like hiding behind my own penis. That's real good. That's real good.
not a
Real
lot
good.
of cover. It's not
Real
a lot of
good.
cover. But
You
do that
guys
right
have
now.
a very weird relationship. I'm glad I'm not a part of.
How
So,
girthy do you want it? Good lord.
oh my goodness.
All right. It's,
Wow, we really
That's a
need to
bunch of
get
drink.
close to the end of this movie, end of this show now, because it's getting crazy. But in general, I'm excited about it. It's gonna have some good stuff. So I feel like
Definitely.
if you pay for the battle pass, you should always have it. You should be able to
No,
get
more
it.
than
So it's a good
likely,
change.
more than likely, I'm gonna buy the battle pass because the fact that is it gives me
The
time.
game's
'cause I'm not-
free.
I know, but the battle pass I'll be getting. I'm not buying the game just for the
They only
story.
give you. You're not buying the game. Period. It's on Game Pass.
No,
Day
but
one.
that's what I'm saying. No. But to buy, no, but you have to buy the storyline. That you have to. The multiplayer
No,
is
the
free.
campaign it comes with Game Pass.
No,
Multiplayer is free.
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Not if
Yeah,
I'd be
it
more
is,
excited.
Yeah, it says the multiplayer will be free. And the campaign will launch the same day.
It doesn't come with.
Wait. Yeah, it does. Yeah. So it says, and the campaign will launch the same day on Xbox Game Pass.
Game
they're
Pass.
free.
Game Pass. We're gonna start a collection for $9 for
Wow.
$9.99 for Halo, so you can get the first Game Pass.
Do I have
Battle
to-
We
Pass.
should actually try it and see what happens. I'm
I get
out
$2.
actually.
I'm gonna
We're gonna
owe
start a-
money. I'm
we're gonna
gonna
do a
owe
GoFundMe.
people money.
We need it to be $11 because they take 15%, so we need to at least get it to $12 so that he can get away with
Maybe
10.
maybe if I had as many followers as Noob on Twitch, then I get that Fortnite money.
Hey, if you showed some of your hairy nipples, maybe you would. There's
Yeah,
a group
maybe
for
you
that.
would.
There's
Yeah.
a group for that.
There's a group for that. Gonna add my 4 OnlyFans.
You
in.
can have you can for your own. Wow, I've never heard of that site. What's it about?
Oh yeah. Harry's R Us.
Oh man.
That's it.
Oh.
I had so many things to say right now. I just can't.
Just be done with it.
Man.
From the word Harry to the word areola, I just can't. I can't. I just don't wanna
To
say it. I just don't wanna say it.
Momoa.
Shamoa. Shamoa. All right, guys, that was awesome, man. I think we definitely hit up some good topics.
And we lost a couple of viewers.
Possibly.
We always lose them.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching our show. We are always appreciative and thankful. So, do us a favor. Make sure you hit that like button down, up on the side, wherever it should be. And go ahead and check us out on our Instagram page, TikTok, and Facebook. Definitely give us a follow. Check out some of the information that we have on there. And we're out.